And hello there, how are you doing today? I'm Terry Brock and here for Talking Tech Tips with Terry, Tuesday at 2. It's 2 o'clock in the Eastern Time Zone, and I want to welcome you to this video today because we're going to talk about something really important with YouTube. Now, we know we're using YouTube. We love watching it as consumers, but many of us also producing for it. And there's a challenge with that because lots of other kids out there are also doing it like we are. They're producing videos, and there's so many videos. Well, it's hard to stand out. It's hard for your videos to get seen. I'm going to show you some things that you can do right away that won't cost you any extra. Be able to do this on your YouTube channel to crank it up a little bit, get a few more views. So if you're producing videos, you're going to particularly want to pay attention to this. Those of you that are in the dentisting world using video, hey, there's a lot you can do with it, and a little bit of tweaking can really help you to get it moving in the right direction and to kind of turn things around a little bit if it's not doing as well. So we're going to be talking about that today, but we're also going out to several different platforms as we're doing this, and wherever you might be joining us, whether it's on Facebook at the Dental Nachos Facebook group, or you might be over on another Facebook group, or maybe over on LinkedIn, might be over on TikTok. Actually, not on TikTok, but Twitter. Yeah, well, they're the same. They both start with T. But over on Twitter and then over on YouTube, going out to all of those using Restream to do that. So a real nice little tool. We can go up to 30 locations all at the same time. But wherever you're doing that, by all means, you want to leave a note. We would love to hear from you. Just drop in there and leave a little comment on there. That would be really, really handy. And we'll keep an eye here on. I've got my eCam running, looking at the screen here to make sure I can watch and monitor what you're doing and how everything's coming through. But we're going to talk about this with YouTube because YouTube has some really nice features to it. I just think it is a marvelous tool. I love it for, first and foremost, for the consumption. The videos that I can watch and I can learn just about anything you can think of. How do I do X? Or how can I do this? Or tell me about this thing. You go over to YouTube, type it in, and boom. The University of YouTube is right there to help us. So I'm a huge fan of it. I've been on YouTube as a producer, producing content since 2006. So I've been doing a lot, did with one channel, and recently, many of you know, I've moved over and started a new channel right now. And so really having a good time with that. But we're going to talk about that and give you some specifics today that will really help you as we get moving with it. And Donna, good to see you today. Good topic. I've had a YouTube channel for many years and just started this week doing tweak refreshes. Hey, that's a really good idea. Thanks for mentioning that, Donna, because what you want to do is keep tweaking those and keep making it better. I find we never reach perfection. You know, I know some people have thought they are, but no, they're not. We all keep moving in that direction. It's kind of like in calculus. You're always a differential calculus, or is it integral calculus? Anyway, you're always approaching, but never reaching zero, going toward that goal, never reaching but moving it. And I like the idea of what you're saying, doing those tweak refreshes. It's good to do that. I'm going to show you how you can do that, particularly in YouTube with your titles, thumbnails, things like that can be really, really good, and see what's going to be there on that. And Donna, thank you. Looking forward to the YouTube tips. Hey, thank you very much. And also any comments that you have, you want to contribute to this is good. Hey, I find I learn when I do these. I love doing this Talking Tech Tips with Terry Tuesday at 2. Because not only is it a fun alliteration, but also I learn because I get a chance to hear from people. I'll say, I don't know, how do I do that? And someone will type in something on the comments. I go, oh, it works. And we try that. I find that we really learn a lot when we are continually in a mode to learn. I think it's constantly ongoing, and we never reach that final destination, and that's good because that keeps us stretching and growing, and really that's what Dental Nachos is all about too, being able to do that. So Donna, thank you very much for your comments. I really appreciate that, and hope you enjoy the program today. We're going to be talking about this, and I really like the way that Paul Goodman says it. He's our Dr. Nachos. We affectionately call him that, and he says, don't guess, test. And I think that is just really brilliant. He's got a lot of these little pithy things and acronyms that he uses that are really good. Recently he had the Super Dentist Boost Live, and I got a chance to watch some of that from video here in Orlando. I wasn't there in Philadelphia, but I was here in Orlando watching it thanks to the wonders of Zoom and the technology that we can use. A lot of good information there. We got some really good feedback on that. If you didn't get a chance to go there, by all means get involved with the Supreme program or some of those where you can get access to the recordings of them, because it's really that good. But we want to do that with video. particularly with YouTube. Don't just guess. You want to learn on that. You want to learn and be able to grow and keep testing with YouTube and working with that. And Donna's got a comment, I've been learning from you for years. Well, thank you very much, Donna. And so maybe this time I'm going to get it right, okay? I'll try. Try really hard. Just kidding. Hey, thank you very much. Send big hugs to you out there, and looking forward to hearing your comments today on what you think about as we're going to be doing this YouTube thing here, because it's really good. I've been getting into YouTube even more lately. I signed up for a little tool called TubeBuddy, and TubeBuddy is fabulous. I had heard about it from others. They have a free version, and then they have several levels of paid version. It gives you so many tools that help you run your YouTube channel. It's a no-brainer. Definitely get TubeBuddy if you're doing anything. Get the free version first, and then you can go from there. And if you want to go up into the paid version, let me know. I'm an affiliate for them, and I know a way you can save some money on that and be able to get even more that way too. And got a message here from our old buddy Bob Pick. There, I agree. Great topic. Going to be starting a YouTube channel. Really good. I also agree, the day I have quit learning and want to go get to the next level, I am underground. Well, yeah, but true. That's right. We're going to continue to learn. And that's a real good way to do it. And Bob, you do that because you are out there not only as a periodontist, a dentist and a periodontist, but also going to Harvard for an MBA. And I think that's pretty amazing. So outstanding guy. If you, by the way, those of you that are watching this, if you don't know Bob Pick, tune into this guy. He's got some incredible purple cow wow kind of messages that he sends out that are really good for his dental team there in the office he has there in the Chicagoland area, but also a lot of good ideas that you can use, just real practical stuff, not only clinical stuff. I think he does some of that a little bit, but a lot of really good maintaining the right attitude and working forward. So Bob, always good to have you here, sir. We appreciate you being here, and the comments that you leave for us are really, really helpful. So we're not going to guess, we're going to test, and we're going to actually do it and let you see how this works today. We're going to look at a few different areas here today. First of all, looking at timestamps. Boy, this one is good. This is one, write that down. If you're taking notes, write down timestamps. You might already be doing it in YouTube. If you're not, you might have heard of it. I want to show you the power of that. No cost. You can really generate a lot more attention to your YouTube channel that way. Also, we're going to give you some tips on the description, what to do and how you can make that work, and also changing title versus thumbnail, what that is and why you should not do one unless certain conditions exist. I'm going to tell you all about that in just a moment here, because there's a lot that we can do. What I'm going to do right here is I'm going to jump over and share my screen on this, and there we are. See, I'm using my browser Brave, and what I'm going to do is punch a couple of buttons here on my Stream Deck so I can get over here, and I'm going to bounce over to my YouTube channel. And this is my YouTube channel. Some of you might have been over there, seen that. Agorapreneurs with Terry Brock. It's the idea of live and let live philosophy. That's kind of something I believe in strongly. Live and let live and get along with others. And entrepreneurs, that's where the preneurs part comes in, getting out there and going for that. So you see I'm here on my site, and I've got all these videos here that I put in there. These are some of the more recent ones. Here, let me see if I can get a little bit better view on this here. There we are. And there we are. Okay, yeah, and this can come down. You see all the views are there, different ways we have them on the program. Works really nicely. And here I'm going to bounce over to this as I get a chance to fiddle around. See, I like all these toys and things. You know, those of you that know me know I'm a nerd, and I just really like playing around with it. And you see I can zoom out here a little bit, let you see the various videos that I have. And by the way, I'll even pay for you to if you any charges that you would incur from YouTube and watching those videos. Yeah, that's it. As long as it's nothing. Yeah, that's it. But anyway, you'll see I put a lot of my videos, and they go out there. People get a chance to read these and see them from around the world, different places. And so what I want to do is I'm always looking at tweaking them and how I can make them better and how I can really improve on it. And I want to show you something that we can do is with these time stamps that we'll put in there. The time stamps give you the ability to really zero in. Let me show you what it is. I'm going to zoom in on one here. Here's a recent one that I have right here. Click on this, and it'll pull up on the screen in just a moment. It's loading right now. And it's the Agora lifestyle, which is a live and let live philosophy. There we are. Okay, that's real good. Living your life. See, and I've got my videos here with the B-roll and all those kind of good things. What I want to do, though, is I'm going to come down here on this, and you'll see where I've got the Agorapreneurs. We got there. I'm going to make this a little bit larger for you here. And let me come over here so you can see it a little bit better. Get on my eCam screen going there. Does that make it a little bit better? Should be able to see it a little bit better that way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here on the Show More area, because that's really important that you can see that. I'll move this out of the way, and we'll get over here, Show More. And notice what you see now. Over here, you'll see the timestamps. Here's what I've done. I put in there the time codes, and notice we put in a 0:00. You need that to get started. That's real important to do. Make sure you put that in there, and then that's just the welcome. Okay, how you doing? Hi, everybody. Here we go. And then at 0:45 seconds in, we have the Agorapreneurs open, and then an explanation of what is Agorapreneurs at 53 seconds. So you can move around there. You'll see what's there. Now, here's the real benefit of this and why you want to do it. Talk about things that are really important. Find a topic that is really hot for your target market. For instance, if you're a dentist and you're talking about why you should have your teeth cleaned, why get cleaning twice a year, or why do this, or why you want to make sure you get x-rays every so often, whatever it might be, you can use that, put together a video on it, and then you could at one point talk about the benefits that some patients have received from extra cleaning, or from this particular thing, or what you need to know when you're flossing, those types of things that would be important. We can put all that in there. And you see what you can do on this is if you click on this, let's say the nature of social media. You want to see that. Well, I'm going to click here on that
this thing.
And notice what it does.
Another thing you want to do is you really want to know
it bounces right over there. Let me stop
this.
It bounces immediately over to that section where I have the talk about social media and what I was doing there. So by just using this right here, it's an excellent way to move around for the user's point of view to be able to see it. But from your point of view as a producer and someone who is a content creator, what's happening is, notice for instance here, I'll show you a little trick that I'm doing. 3:21. Notice at 3 minutes, 21 seconds, you'll see eCam, Camtasia. Well, why would I put that in there? Well, I'm talking about those two tools. eCam is one I'm using right now for this program. We're going out through using eCam and sending it over to Restream so that Restream can then send it out all over these other places, up to 30 places. And eCam gives me the ability to, well, have the kind of graphics that I'm using right now and give you some real good studio production quality capabilities. If you're doing video, I would highly recommend look at eCam. If you're on the Mac side, definitely eCam. And eCam works with, as I like to say, with a real computer. Macintosh. It doesn't work with the Windows thingies. Okay, so I know, but kind of a Mac nerd as well. But anyway, you can use this, and the eCam is a great tool. But you see, by me putting that in there, that then is being searched for this by the search engines, and they're seeing that anyone that might be looking for eCam, if we have it in context of other areas, it's going to bubble up on the charts a little bit more so that people could be interested in eCam. They'll come over to watch my video because there's something about eCam there. Maybe they'll go into the comments here and they'll say, oh, he didn't talk about eCam except right there. So they would click on it and be able to bounce over to see eCam. And so as I click here, notice I jump over here. There it is. And you see I came up. I had some graphics there where I'm talking about eCam. Let me get this stopped.
How do you
There we are. I'm stopping myself from talking too. And don't you love the freeze frames that we get from time to time? Kind of funny. So anyway, those are really handy to use. And I would encourage you to look at doing this for the social media benefits that you're going to get for this. People are going to be able to get it real quickly. And like for instance here, I got about 8 minutes, 8:00 on there. I start talking about coaching that I do. So if someone's interested in coaching that I do in marketing and technology, they could bounce over there and see that. Think about what you could do. You might want to say, we have appointments available. Click here to find a time that will work for you, or click here to get information on this. And so you can set that up and have it real easy for people to get. Some people say, hey, I don't need to know all the other stuff. I just want to see you. I want to book an appointment with you. Well, those kind of people, yeah, we definitely want them there. And we talk about all of these here. So make sure that you start doing it. Now, here's what I'm doing to put that in there. The actual mechanics of it, there might be a better way to do it, but this is what I'm doing right now, is I just actually go into on a separate piece of paper, and I go through my video looking at what I have just said and where I said it, and I look at that and I think, okay, we're going to be talking about this here at this point. We'll talk about this at that point. And so I write that down, particularly the time frame, and then I put something in there that will help people to know a little bit about it, but also intrigue them to say, hey, what's he talking about there? Like here, for instance, on, well, let me go back here to my screen and share this with you here. At 3:57, advertise or not, Well, that's kind of a clue to say, should you advertise or not? And you don't know what I'm going to say there. You go, what would Terry have to say about that? So you'd want to go over here and click on it, and it would take you immediately to that part of the video and be able to see it. This, by the way, is particularly useful, making these time codes particularly useful when you've got a very long video. Say if you've got a video that is, let's say like here at Dental Nachos, we'll have recordings that we put out, and they have sometimes the lessons from like for the Super Dentist Boost Live that we just did. There might be an hour and a half or 2 hour program that's on there. What you can do is go through that, probably get a transcript of it first, be easier. And when you say, where was it they were talking about molar extraction? I'm making it up. I'm not a dentist, but just, molar extraction. Well, that was down at 45 minutes and 17 seconds. So people would see that. They'd be able to go there very quickly. And this way, they'll see it easily there. But also, if someone is looking and doing some searches on YouTube for molar extraction, that would be highlighted. And that could be in a free area or it could be in a paid area. If it's in a paid area, they wouldn't be able to get to it. But this is a real handy little feature here that you can put in there and does a whole lot of good for you. If you're working with YouTube and you're producing, I would highly recommend look into this, see the kinds of capabilities that are there of what is possible and how you'll be able to use that, because this is going to give you the ability to get more people watching you, also to make it easier for those who are watching your videos to find what they want. And I've been doing this now only for a few days, so I'm pretty excited. I've seen it before, I just never got into it. And so as I get into it, one of the things I like to do here in our Talking Tech Tips with Terry Tuesday at 2 is to share with you as I learn. I might just be one step or maybe 2 steps ahead of you. So I'll reach over and say, here, hold my hand. Come on over. Let's do this together. Let me show you what I've learned. And we go with it that way. And I think that we can do a lot with that. Donald got another comment here. Thank you. Very helpful. I had seen it in action, but never something, and never something else, but never got it in never quite did that, I think is what you said. And then there's another comment you have here. Do you think it would be helpful to have a text overlay within your presentation? Would that make it easier when determining the time? Yes, it would. Matter of fact, there's several programs that do that. Otter.ai is a tool that is used by Zoom to create their transcripts. So you have a transcript there. You can get a version of Zoom. I have that version, and it gives you the ability to generate a transcript. It does it automatically. Now, it's not perfect. Sometimes the errors that it makes are laughable. Like, for instance, one of the things that we've seen happen often is when we talk about a dentist and we say the word dentist, often Zoom interprets it as the man's name, Dennis, Dennis. And so there's dentist versus we meant to say dentist. And actually, that's what we did say, dentist. But of course, the nice thing about that is with a transcript, you can just put that into your word processor and then do a quick search and replace anywhere it says the word dentist to change it to the word dentist. And that's easy to do. There might be a time you do have a real dentist named Dennis or someone named Dennis that you want in there. So you would just carefully check on that. But that's a real nice feature to do that. And so going through and using those, that can be real handy. It can be real good there. And Don says, 2 on my tweak list now. Yes, indeed. That's one of the things we want to address and make sure that we all should have that tweak list. Always be tweaking and making better, getting yourself better in many areas. YouTube is one of those that lends itself to lots of areas and enormously wonderful opportunities for us to learn how to change and how to constantly get a little bit better all the time to do that. So on top on the tweak list, I know you're going to have some fun with this. Let us know in the future how that turned out for you. So a lot of good things there. So anyway, that's what we're talking about here with the ability to put those timestamps in there. I'm just literally going in there, typing it up, and then I put it in there like that. Type in the time. Make sure it's accurate. And notice, by the way, there's a space between it. So like, for instance, here it's 0:46 space, and that's where I talk about Agorapreneurs Open. And here we have a space. What the heck is Agorapreneurs? So I put it in there, and that way people are wondering, what is that thing? I don't know. Well, you just go over there, click on it, and you'll see what's going on there. Now, there's another thing we want to do as well. Is what I want to do is talk to you a little bit about some of the features that are available and how you can use these for your descriptions as well. So improve your YouTube descriptions. Some of the things you want to do there, make a note of this. what you want to do is be able to tie it into your playlist. A playlist is kind of like, think of it as your channel is a channel. Say you owned, I grew up in the 60s and the 70s, so I think, okay, think about a local television station, and your channel 10, we had channel 10, by the way, in our town there, and channel 10 was an NBC station, and they had different, they had one channel, but they had several different programs. So in the morning, there was the Good Morning program, and then there was the game shows during the day, the soap operas in the afternoon, then prime time where they went to the network, those kind of things. Still do that with TV. I don't watch much TV today. Like, I don't even have a TV, but I think they still do it. But think in terms of that. And then what you would have for playlist would be the different areas. So for instance, you might have a playlist on one area of health, dental health and oral health, what you need to do. Another one might be on how to handle COVID. Have a whole playlist of that. And then what you would do is you create videos and put them in there. What you can do with your description is to put references to the playlist. If someone just watched, for instance, a video on how to have good oral care, make sure your mouth is clean, how to do that, proper flossing and brushing, what you need to do, you might have several videos on that, and so you could let people that have watched one in that series see others in that same playlist. Whereas you might have another playlist that would be on a different topic. For me, for instance, I have cryptocurrency that I'll talk about, but also marketing, and then an entrepreneurial mindset. So what is the entrepreneurial mindset? Sometimes it's about sales and marketing. Well, I have videos there. So if someone watched one of the videos about sales and marketing from an entrepreneur point of view, they might want to see some others. Think about it. When you see a video from a person, maybe you just discovered them, and you watch the video and you go, hey, that was a good one. I like that, what she said. She was really good. Oh, she's got another one on this same topic. I want to see that. Everyone wins that way. Because you see, YouTube wins because more people are staying on YouTube, watching more video, getting a chance to see more of the commercials and the ads that they have that. That's where YouTube's coming from. Hey, the artist that puts together, the creator likes it because you're building up a loyal fan base that way. And the person who's watching it is getting valuable information that is useful for them. So I think, hey, that's a good way to do it. There's winning all the way around. So you want to put in your description those types of things. And matter of fact, let me show you some of the things that I put in here. I got tips here. Here's something you might want to do. I put in there to get great tips about being a liberty-loving entrepreneur. That says and liberty loving. Oh, hey, I just caught a spell. Oh, the computer. Yeah, it was the computer that put that one in there. Yeah, that was the computer. Yeah, right. And get the insights. Your competitors aren't getting. Subscribe now. Don't wait for later. And you click on that right there. And that gets you more involved. Find out what I've got. And I've got a lot of free packages here about getting help and how I have my 20 with Terry so that people can get 20 minutes with Terry for no charge and find out, hey, if that will work for them, they would see it. So I want you to think about how you can do similar kinds of things. And also, you can put in some hashtags like this. Sometimes this will help if people are looking for words like agorapreneurs. Not many search for that because that's my made-up word, but I put it in there anyway. Voluntarist, people are looking for that. NAP, the non-aggression principle. That's a thing I like. Live peacefully, entrepreneur, things like that. So I want you to think about what you can put in there that will let people know what's going on. And here's something very, very important. Notice I put in a very short, one paragraph, maybe a paragraph and a little extra here, line, a description of what this video here is all about. How to get attention and hold it on social media. So I give a nice not a thumbnail, but I put a nice description here that's not real bite-sized, so that if someone says, oh, I see what he's talking about here, I want to know that. Or they might say, oh, I'm not interested in that. I want something else. That's okay too. So you want to make sure that what you're doing, you keep that part really succinct and cogent on your description. And I would recommend looking at more. I do a lot of classes on things like this. We're going to be talking about that in some of the programs that we have. Gina and I have a program that we do, and I'll be talking more about these kind of things to put into your description. So look into those ideas, see what's available, and I think you'll find it to be very, very helpful when you see the kind of capabilities that are out there with the description and making sure that's something real good. And then here's a real important one that's going to be important for you to know. Changing your title or your thumbnail. Now, you can put your video up, and if you do have the option to change the title and you have the option to change the thumbnail, do not change your title. Do not. Write the word not and underline it. Do not change the title unless it's older and you're not getting any views on it and you want to try adjusting. Okay, that'd be a good area there. But otherwise, here's what happens. All of those views that you've built up, you change the title, they disappear. And you're starting from scratch again. You don't want that. You want the cumulative effect of keeping more listeners going to a good channel. Now, again, if you've got a channel, or you got a video, I should say, you've got a video that only gets a couple of views and it's not really going far, that's one you might want to consider changing the title just to see, okay, this is what can make a difference. So do not change the title on something that's doing moderately well to really, really good. Leave that there. However, you can and should change the thumbnail. The thumbnail will not work against you if you change that. You want a thumbnail that grabs attention. We got a whole series of instructions on how to design a thumbnail that gets attention, because you think that's the most important thing in YouTube. Because think about it. You're going to YouTube, you're scrolling through, you're looking at it, you are deciding where you're going to click based on that thumbnail. Maybe based on the title, but usually it's the thumbnail. That's got to grab your attention. With just 3 to 5 words would be ideal. We have found that often a picture of a face with emotional response, things like that, get more attention, gets more clicks that way. And your click-through rate, CTR, click-through rate, is much better when you've got really good thumbnails. And yes, you can change that thumbnail and test it. One of the things I love about TubeBuddy has a possibility in one of their programs. It's not in the free version, but it's in their other version, that you can change thumbnail and do an A/B split test. What that means, it will run one thumbnail for a while, and then it'll run the other one, and you can compare which one is getting more clicks. Is this one better than that one? And that's not going to harm your ratings. If anything, it'll help you, because you'll see, oh, look at that. And then here's the real nice thing too. After you've done several of those, say you do a few videos and you put out several every week, after several weeks, you can go back and start seeing some patterns. Going, every time I do this and this, or use these words, or use that color, or have this expression, or that one, I don't do as well, or I do better when I do this. What you'll want to do is really look at it. Don't guess, test, just like Paul Goodman says. So this is giving you a chance to do that testing. So changing the title, not so much. Usually you do not want to change the title. In most cases, I would say probably 90% of the time, you would not want to change your title. But you would want to change the title if it's not doing well and it's been out there for a while and not going anywhere. Changing your thumbnail, yeah, that's a good thing to do, and you'll find some real benefits from working with that. So those are some things I want to share with you just right now, just in the brief time we have here. We don't go very long on the Talking Tech Tips with Terry Tuesday at 2, but I wanted to share that with you and let you see what's out there and the kind of things that are available. And also, by the way, for Dental Nachos, you definitely want to tie into what's available through Dental Nachos Supreme. By the way, did you notice? Got my Dental Nachos Supreme t-shirt on today. I really like this, and it's good. But Dental Nachos Supreme has some really good things for the dental community coming together, with getting a chance to talk with Paul himself, listening to him, as well as getting a wealth of information for continuing education and all of that. It's really, really nice. Some good things are there. As a matter of fact, here you go. If you're interested in that, you can get some free information on Supreme by texting Supreme to 215-543-6454. And if you didn't catch that the first time, we're just going to scroll it right back around here. Supreme to 215-543-6454. And that's where you get a chance to get information on, yes, clinical, as well as operating the practice, as well as all kinds of things that are real, as Paul Goodman would say, dentistry. And they're dentistry with other dentists. And so if you are a dentist, that would be real good to take a look at and see what's available there. So a lot of good things that are going on, and a lot of good things. And Donna's got another. Donna, I really appreciate your comments here. These are really handy. See, I'll put yours over the texting there. YouTube split test on thumbnails is a hot tip. Yeah, it really is good. That's what you get with TubeBuddy. And TubeBuddy, that's in their level. I think it's in what they call the Legend program. And it gives a lot of capabilities for using that in many different ways. So I would encourage you to take a look at the ability to change your thumbnail. Look at what is involved to get a good thumbnail. I didn't know that for the longest time, and I couldn't figure out why aren't people clicking on it. Well, Duh, Terry, you just need to start studying these things. So even though I'm an instructor and I teach and I do a lot of that, I did not do as much in YouTube other than just put a lot of videos out there. And now, as I study the science behind it and I do the testing, not guessing, I can really see a lot more benefit that's coming from it. So I would encourage you to do that as well. So that about wraps it up for this version of Talking Tech Tips with Terry, Tuesday at 2. Thank you very much for taking some time in your day to be with me. And if I can help you in any way, by all means, leave a comment here, because whatever platform you're using on this, wherever you're coming in, like for instance, Don, I see you're coming in on Facebook. Many people are coming in on Facebook, or others are watching on LinkedIn, or watching it over on I keep saying TikTok, Twitter. I don't even use TikTok, but Twitter, uses that. And by the way, I do like Twitter. It's a good tool. And YouTube, of course, as all of that. So we'll take a look at that. But I appreciate you joining us here. Remember, it's every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.